Now at 6, businesses in Knoll, Missouri continue to feel the impact of the Tyson plant closure 6 months ago. Plus, federal funding cuts impact local nonprofits, including crime victim services. And Neosho residents roll up their sleeves to take part in a citywide cleanup.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
6 months ago, about 1,500 people were left unemployed in Knoll, Missouri as Tyson was closing its doors. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Anthony Saviello. The closing of the plant impacted not only the company's employees, but also the community around it. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more.
We're just hanging in there right now.
Tax professional Robin Davis says her business has seen better days. She says they lost 1/3 of their clients since the closure of the Tyson plant in October of last year.
It's put a little bit of strain on us financially.
The decrease in business locally also impacted the city's finances. Officials says the retail sales tax went down about 60% since the closure of the plant. According to the city's marshal, their department budget, for example, was cut back by more than $50,000.
It has to do with the employees that had went to different places, here in town for their lunch and breaks, getting their fuel here, maybe buying some groceries when they went home. That we don't have anymore.
Bob's Hometown Pizza is one of the businesses that has been struggling since then. They told me that since January, they've seen a decrease in sales of 35%, and it has been hard to keep open, but they're hoping for better days ahead when summer starts and the river traffic kicks in.
Actually, with our tourism, with our campgrounds and the canoers, we look very forward to that. Shadow Lake opening up, which, that's a big part of our campgrounds also, because, they'll get off the rivers and they'll go over to Shadow Lake overnight, whether it be Friday night or Saturday night.
But summer is not the only hope.
I think it's going to help the city in the long run. I think it'll come back once the Tyson plant eventually sells and brings in some more people to the area. Town kind of has a different feel to it right now and kind of getting back to its roots.
In Knoll, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Even though the city's lost part of its population, according to officials, they have seen new residents and businesses coming in. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, it turned out to be a nice Friday for us today. Temperatures fantastic. Most of us warmed upper 60s to near 70 degrees into lower 70s once you got out across southeastern Kansas, also northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Not a whole bunch going on. We have clear skies. It's going to be a fantastic evening. If you want to get out and about, you can see clear skies across the entire Central Plains. We do have a storm system, which will start to affect us on Monday. Until then, we get pretty good weather. Through the evening, we slide back through the 60s, 50s, but not near as cold as what we had during the morning hours today. And if we look down the road, the winds are really going to pick up for us tomorrow and Sunday. 80s the next few days. Severe threat moving in on Monday evening, Monday night. Another severe threat on Tuesday. I'll have all those details for you here in just a bit.
Local nonprofits say they are left scrambling following federal funding cuts. KOAM's Samantha Walker learned how the organizations are reacting to funding cuts of more than 40%.
It is really bleak for our state right now for victim services.
Oklahoma nonprofit organizations that support victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse say the number of people they help every year is rising. But a cut of roughly $700 million to the Victims of Crime Act is drawing concerns from nonprofits in the state.
And we're being told now we're going to lose another $140,000. So it's been drastic cuts for our agency. VOCA funds support our shelters.
But local organizations say these cuts will hurt groups already struggling to provide for a vulnerable population.
I feel like our government cuts from the people who can't afford to be cut anymore, which, like in this case, is our victims.
The Victims of Crime Act fund is made up of fines and fees, and it does not contain any taxpayer dollars. Organizations that receive the grants say the cuts are leaving them with limited options.
Then you have to cut services.
We don't ever want to think, that we're going to have to cut services. So we, would have to rely on volunteer or just find a way to make up for it, find a way to make up the money. And it's hard, it's challenging in an economy that's already suffering.
Nonprofits such as the Community Crisis Center and the Child Advocacy Center say they see the need for their services growing in the community.
And we want individuals to stay safe and to keep their families safe, so we know that we have to continue.
Reporting in Miami, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The nonprofits say they are relying on community support following the cuts. You can learn more about ways to support the organizations on our website, koamnewsnow.com. Folks in Fort Scott, Kansas today got some training on helping veterans adjust to civilian life. The Southeast Kansas Mental Health Center hosting a community green zone advocacy training. It touched on topics including military familiarization, communication, and military terminology, and how employers can utilize veteran skill sets.
I hope that they carry away from this the fact of the matter that each one of us can teach another one or more, and that none of us have to be alike to be headed in the same direction.
The event was free and open to the public with lunch and door prizes. Residents in Neosho, Missouri rolled up their sleeves to take part in a citywide cleanup project. Trash and recyclables can be dropped off at the Neosho Recycle Center located at 4700 Howard Bush Drive. The center will have 4 dumpsters and recycling hoppers set up for residents to use from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Make sure and bring a water bill as proof of residency. The event continues tomorrow. Tilton House Moving is raising the boom on the small Inslee drag line that was donated by Mission Clay today at the Miners Hall Museum. They are working on a project today in anticipation for the museum's Saturday night event, A Night in New Orleans. Southeast Kansas softball teams face off on the diamond today. John has details on this matchup and more coming up later in sports. Plus, culinary students from McDonald County look to take a bite out of Food Truck Fridays. Culinary students from McDonald County rolled into Carthage today for the start of this season's Food Truck Friday. As KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks shows us, these students hope to cook up their own tasty brand of food truck cuisine.
Matt, pulled pork, ghost pepper.
Well, we've been working on the food truck project for several weeks now, and they've been developing their concepts and researching menu items and pricing out their recipes. And so I think coming out here puts it into a real perspective for them. It's a good way to show students that research can be fun.
Change your menu when you need to, and it also catches up with like the time too.
This is achievable for them. If this is their dream, they can do it too. All of these people started out at some point right where they're at, where they just had it as a dream. And this way they can come and talk to the food truck owners and find out their ways and how they did it and have that inspiration to go out and do that too.
A research project where we make our own food trucks and then we make our own menus. And actually, I want to start out with my own food truck when I first start, and that's what I want to do, is have my own food business. I hope to take away the fact that maybe I'll be able to find someone I can help with, or figure out, hey, can I come work for you and see if I can help with this food truck?
What all do you have to get done so you can get this running?
You gotta get the wagon out, get more out.
One of my favorite things to learn from being out here is like talking to people that run all of these stands and the trucks is like, why do they do it? So what drives them to do it, and what they get out of it, the enjoyment, how it's going. So that's a lot of what.
That being able to, research is a lot of times seen as opening up a book or a computer, and you don't necessarily always think of research as being interviewing and going out into the field and seeing it in action. And so I think that by coming out here and seeing it in action and meeting those people, they're able to do that research on a much deeper level.
100% you can.
Food Truck Friday runs from April to September and takes place the second Friday of each of those months. I'm going to have to check it out. Doug's up next, and a little later, Missouri Southern is already getting ready for college football season. John has a preview of the Lions' preseason preparations coming up in sports.
Well, definitely turned out to be a nice Friday for us today. Temperatures fantastic. Most of us right around 70 degrees, and we get even warmer as we head into the weekend. However, we're tracking our next storm system, so here's our hot spots for Monday evening, Monday night, and then into Tuesday. So everybody in the yellow can get strong to severe thunderstorms, higher probability on Monday evening, Monday night into orange. So really right along that I-44 corridor, Joplin back to Oklahoma City, Lawton, Wichita Falls. Highest probability pushes east on Tuesday, but we will still be in that sector that Tuesday early afternoon, we could see some showers and thunderstorms, and some of those could be strong to possibly severe. Now, we're going to have chances for all modes of severe weather: hail, wind, and possible tornadoes. Again, this is late Monday, Monday night into Tuesday. Let's take a look at it. Here, 7 p.m., thunderstorms erupt all the way back through western Kansas and Oklahoma, and then stretch east as we go through the evening hours. So here's about midnight, 1 a.m., strong to severe storms working through, lasting into Tuesday morning. As we go into early Tuesday afternoon, we'll get a little bit of a line that drives through, and then most of the severe weather on Tuesday will be across central and eastern parts of Missouri. But a lot to watch as we go through the next few days. All right, right now it looks good. Upper 60s, lower 70s through the evening. We slide back through the 60s, 50s, not near as cold for us tonight compared to what we have seen over the past couple nights. Now the winds are really going to pick up. Check this out. We're going to have gusts 30, 35, pushing 40 at times for us tomorrow. And then again, on Sunday, we're going to have winds gusting in that 20 to 30 mile per hour range. So it's going to get pretty windy the next few days. But clear skies, not much is going on here. We have a big ridge of high pressure rolling in for the weekend, giving us nice weather. Then here's that next storm system in the Pacific Northwest that will start to affect us as we go into Monday. All right, let's walk through time tonight. Mid-50s, not bad. As we go through the daytime hours tomorrow, mid-70s by noon. Look at this, afternoon, 80, 81 degrees for afternoon highs. Tomorrow night, we only drop back into lower 60s, so it stays mild. Then check this out on Sunday. We shoot into the mid-80s for highs. 81 tomorrow, 84 on Sunday. Mild tomorrow night, but we are going to have those winds really kicking in over the next couple days. 84 on Sunday. We are going to go on a possible alert day on Monday due to that severe threat increasing. Wednesday looks good. A few more showers and thunderstorms by Thursday of next week.
All right, those 80 degrees are looking good. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Fort Scott and Pittsburgh softball meet for the second time this season. And Missouri Southern football plays its 2024 spring game tonight. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
Fort Scott and Pittsburgh softball both are off to strong starts to the 2024 season. The Lady Tigers are 4-2. One of those losses coming to PHS, and the Lady Dragons are 7-1. Fort Scott visiting Pittsburgh, trying to avenge an earlier loss to the Dragons. Top of the first, runner on third, swing and a miss, ball gets away, and Allison Wheeler slides in safely. She scores the game's first run. Bottom one now, Kendall Aiken in the circle for Fort Scott. He gets a swinging strikeout, then another to end the frame. Lady Tigers up 2-0 in the top of the second when Abby Gorman laces this pitch into left center. 2 more runs will come in to score. Fort Scott takes a 4-0 lead. Pittsburgh's bats wake up in the third inning. Heather Mowdy hits a bullet into left center. She legs out a double. That puts runners on second and third. But Aiken gets another strikeout to end the inning. Fort Scott runs away with it. Final score in this one, 11-1. College football season not as far away as you might think. The 2024 season kicks off in 4.5 months, but Missouri Southern plays its spring game tonight. The Lions are adopting a new format for their spring game in 2024. Typically, teams would scrimmage Their own offense against their own defense, but tonight Southern is hosting McKendree University, another D2 program from Lebanon, Illinois. The two are practicing against each other in drills like 7-on-7, O-line versus D-line, wide receiver against defensive backs right now. After those drills, they'll play a modified game against each other. We'll bring you all the highlights from it right here tonight at 9 and 10. Pittsburgh State softball swept a doubleheader over Missouri Southern on Saturday. Today, both of those teams back in action for the first time since then. We'll start with the Lions. They're playing a doubleheader at Emporia State this evening, trying to snap that two-game losing skid, but to no avail. Emporia State wins game 1, 3-2 the final score. We'll let you know the outcome from the second game as well later tonight at 9 and 10. Ninth-ranked Pittsburgh State softball, meanwhile, still has its perfect 20-0 record at home. The Gorillas go on the road today to face number 23 Washburn, and Pittsburgh State takes game 1, 3-0 in that doubleheader. Ava Lawrence pitches a gem for PSU. She goes the complete game, pitching a shutout and striking out 8. Over to baseball, Pittsburgh State at home this evening, taking on MIAA foe Missouri Western. The Gorillas had lost 3 in a row before beating Emporia State on Tuesday. Score in this one, currently 4-1, Pitt State in front in the 6th inning. Meanwhile, 8th-ranked Missouri Southern baseball on the road, opening up a 3-game set against Northeastern State. Entering today, the Lions have lost 3 of their last 4 road games. That contest just getting started right now. Another sports story for us. I know you'll like this one. The Masters today, 3-way tie atop the leaderboard. Max Homa, Bryson DeChambeau, Scotty Scheffler, all 6 under.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler's still in it. I'm rooting him on right now.
Yeah, rooting him on.
All right, thanks, John. That's it for sports. We'll be back after this. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Joplin's McKinley Elementary hosts its 3rd annual Spring Carnival, plus Carthage kindergarten students sing their hearts out for a music program, and a rare mosquito found in the western U.S. is raising concerns about disease transmission. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Frank Layden Elementary in Frontenac, Kansas hosted its annual Young Authors Conference today. The conference brought together kindergartners all the way up to 5th graders for an engaging literary event. For one teacher, the hope is to instill a love of reading in kids that may struggle with reading.
Find topics that they're interested in. If you're a parent, if you have a kid that's really into sports, get them those sports books. It's okay that they keep reading those. If they love those funny, silly books, let them read those. If they're into history, let them read those. Find their passion and let's build the reading love from there.
Local Joplin author Izzy B. and illustrator Ben Askew visited the students to read their book, The Mighty McCracken. Here's Doug with a final look at weather.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a pretty nice night for us tonight. We're only going to drop back into lower 50s. Continuing to warm up over the weekend, 81 tomorrow, 84 on Sunday. The winds are really going to get moving. We're going to have gusts 30 upwards to 35. Possible alert day on Monday for strong to severe storms moving in Monday evening and Monday night.
And a final sports note for us, sir.
Big game tonight for the Thunder, second to last game of the regular season, and you can watch it on Fox 14.
All right, thank you. Thanks for watching us tonight. We'll be right back here at 9 and 10. From all of us here at KOAM, have a great night.